Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the Holistic Healer, aka Sonia B. I am back with another prophetic message. I received the message on Saturday, but I needed to take some time for myself. So I'm giving you guys this message today, along with this morning's message that I received as well, too. So for those of you who are new, oh God. Must be coming up on Mercury retrograde. For those of you who are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. And for those of you who are returning back, I want to say welcome back. And I would also like to say as well too, like, don't forget to hit that like button or the subscribe button. That way when I post updated prophetic messages that you will be able to receive it. So that way you understand and you know what warnings or what things to be mindful of and what things to watch out for. So yes, so with all that being said, keep in mind that these energies could be happening right now to some of you guys, or it could be happening within a couple of weeks. Keep that in mind as well too. I really feel like it's probably a couple of weeks, but take it how it resonates, because it just depends on your location on the planet as well too. So anyway, with all that being said, yes. So let me get right into the message. So yesterday's message, this is, I don't know what's going on, but obviously there's something that's about to take place. And I just want to let you guys know too, the message that I gave you guys in regards to there will be a divide coming, should I say? And I say all that to say that, you know, remember when I mentioned in the dream too, I kind of got another part of a revelation of what God wanted me to share as well too. So remember when I said that the people were in the dream, and I said on this side of the street, people were sitting in traffic and they was just, everybody was facing one direction as if they were kind of like almost programmed in a sense. And then you had the other people who was down over on 4th Avenue. Because remember I said the people on 5th Avenue, they were sitting in traffic, facing one direction, every last one of them. And it was like as if I didn't even see two-way traffic. Is just one particular street that everybody was facing the same direction, like it was a one-way street. And then over on 4th Avenue, did I say 4th Avenue or 6th Avenue? One of the two. I can't remember what I said in the dream. But anyway, in the message. But anyway, the next street over, where I said everybody was just kind of living their lives. They was hanging out, doing this, doing that. You know, kind of like they're not really worried about anything. So I say all that to say, keep in mind too, that these energies could flip-flop. And the reason why I say that is because one situation was God was revealing to me. It may come in a form as if the people who were sitting in traffic, they were being held up by something or someone or a natural force that is ordered from the universe. So in other words, they're sitting, they're waiting, and they're waiting for the light to get, thank you, Spirit. And they're sitting there waiting for the light to turn green, so that way that they can know what direction that they're heading in next. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. So keep in mind, just because the other people are living their life doesn't necessarily, it's not about right or wrong, but it's just about where you are at on this path. If you are someone who has been kind of sitting and waiting still and waiting on God, like twiddling your fingers, like, okay, Lord, what next? What next? And then for those people who have not been spending that time with God, Source, Spirit, and, you know, just kind of doing their own thing and, you know, just living life, you know, like just living life as if things have not changed since 2020 with the whole pandemic going on, you know, yes. So keep in mind, just because it seemed like the people were sitting in traffic doesn't necessarily mean that they were being programmed by society, should I say. But this was just, what I'm getting is, it may seem as if they're being programmed because they all were facing one direction, if it makes sense. But this was something that was ordered from the universe. In other words, God says when it's go time, it's go time. So when I said that, get ready, for those of you who this applies to, you know, that message is pretty much for you guys, because you're the ones who's been sitting in traffic, been blocked, and been kind of sitting at a standstill and just waiting for your next, basically, like, you know how you at a job and they give you, they don't micromanage you, but they just basically give your assignments, kind of like the military. They give you your assignments, but except these assignments are from God, and you just waiting for God to give you your next assignment or where you headed to next, in a sense. And then again, the other people over on the other side was just kind of living their life. So don't take it as if the ones who were sitting in traffic were the ones who was necessarily being programmed by society, should I say, but they're being held on hold until God gives them the okay. As I said, the message said to get ready. So I just wanted to make that clear because God was bringing that to my attention. Also, with this as well too, when I also mentioned to you guys about the flea market area, it's kind of seemed like a flea market area. God also brought to my attention as well too that in regards to that situation, you know, I know sometimes, and this is no shade or this is no judgment to anyone, but I know sometimes that us as Black people, we have, you know, whether we doing it now, whether we may have done it in the past, it doesn't matter. But, you know, we have shopped in places where things seemed to be a little bit more cheaper, even though things may seem to be a little knockoff or so on and so on. So God's Source Spirit was bringing to my attention yesterday also too, that when I said that this particular area seemed like a flea market, again, there's no judgment to the people who do shop at flea markets, because at some point in time I was there, you know, years ago, shopping there, should I say. But God was bringing to my attention also what that was symbolizing. So part of the symbolism is, you guys, whether it's, thank you, Spirit, whether it's a workplace, whether it's a place of worship, whether it's a place of that you may go to hang out to eat at, or whether you go to, or whether you live in a, let's just say, in a either apartment complex, or whether you live in a subdivision, in a subdivision, or if you're working on a job that is maybe predominantly an area where there's more maybe Hispanic or Spanish people that live in that area, and there's some Blacks that stay there, but I kind of get the feeling that it's more predominantly Hispanic. And again, it's no offense to anybody, I'm just telling you what God has shown me. So this is just how you're gonna kind of know. So the flea market could represent anywhere. It could be some place that you shop, again, you worship, where you live at, your subdivision, your church, your job, wherever it is. So keep that in mind too. So that was applying to those people who need to hear that. God wanted me to be more specific in regards to that so that you understand what I'm talking about. So those are things to just be watch out for and to be mindful for, because I did mention to you about the men. It was a lot of Black men that was in line. And again, I said there was two groups of people. There was those who were being programmed, but not necessarily programmed, but God was teaching them how to basically be better men. And then there was a group of men who were being like, I kind of felt like programmed by society. And I say that to say, because society tells you, oh, well, you have to dress this way, you know, or you have to do this, and that in order to climb up the corporate ladder, you know. And I give you an example, because this is just an example that just came to my head. Thank you, Spirit. If you think about Samson had locks on his hair. So let's just say hypothetically, which is so funny because me and my kids was watching Living Single the other day too, and Kyle from Living Single, he was trying to climb up the corporate ladder, but they wanted him to also cut his dreads, and he was like, no, I can't lose my integrity of who I am and my culture and my history and so on just to please you. But they end up giving him the job because he was true to himself and he wasn't trying to conform to who they wanted him to be. So basically what I'm saying is, again, as I said before, God is guiding a group of men who are being divinely guided by God's Source Spirit. You know, for those who are choosing to surrender to his will and releasing control and trying to manipulate and trying to control an outcome of situations. And then you have those group of men who society is kind of like, you know, telling them, like, in a sense, like, you know, well, if you want to be the foreman, or if you want to be the head lead over the group, or if you want to be the project manager, well, this is what you have to do, in other words. So in other words, sometimes the things that they're asking you to do may be not of integrity, should I say, not having integrity, causing you to almost kind of like sell your soul to the devil, in a sense, like, you know, for whatever it is. And I say that to say, because you have to take it how it resonates, because it could just be a situation of working long hours. It could be a situation of working 7 days a week. It could be a situation of, you know, you always having to as an example that's coming to my head, you always have to leave your phone on so that they can reach you and call you. And you know, you go lacking in other areas of your responsibilities as a parent, as an adult, as a husband, or as a wife, or however you want to take it. You know, it just depends. Take it how it resonates. Everybody's situation is different. But I say all that to say that those were the two type of men who were being programmed. But again, God wanted me to let you guys know when I basically said it was kind of like a flea market, because that's the energy that I was getting. But God gave me more revelations. It was in regards to saying that, you know, it was more of a situation of, if you were in an environment, again, that's predominantly Hispanic, Spanish speaking people, you know, again, no judgment. I'm just telling you what I saw in a dream or whatever. So don't shoot the messenger. Anyway, that's how God gives it to me, because that's how he wants me to reveal it. So anyway, so yesterday when I said about the shopping cart, that was just letting me know that the shopping cart, sometimes people take the shopping carts from the grocery store and push their groceries home. So when I said the lady was pushing the grocery cart away from her home as if she was going to like the grocery store. So keep that in mind too. So if that's you in that environment, that's message just for you, and take it how it resonates. But anyway, let me move on to the current message. I just wanted to, God had placed that in my spirit yesterday, so I said I need to make sure I bring that to you guys' attention. And okay, so yeah, so yesterday's message was about, I don't know what's going on or what's about to happen or why these people are doing this, but I saw basically it was Caucasian people, and for some particular reason they stood out. Caucasian people and like Asian people, they were fleeing, and they was fleeing to the point of, I kind of got it like their children was at school in, you know, like a college, and all of a sudden, like something happened, and they was packing up their stuff, and they were leaving, like they were packing up their kids' stuff, and they were leaving like by the loads. I could just see cars just kind of leaving, you know, with their stuff packed on it from their children's dorm room. From their children's dorm room. So I say all that to say that I don't know what's going on with that, but something is about to go down. What exactly, I don't know. So just be mindful of that. Be watchful of it. That's how it came to me in a dream. So I don't know. So for some of you guys, maybe it could be in a form of, maybe you see something different in regards to that same situation, but the scenario is just a little different. And even what I'm hearing too is that maybe the people can probably be different as well too. But from as I saw it from my end, it was Caucasian and it was Asian, you know, descent type people. Anyway, so, and I know usually, you know, packing up stuff is in a form of traveling. Traveling, like moving. What I'm hearing is like moving. Like it's time for you to move, pack up and move. Yeah, like it's time for you to pack up and move. So anyway, unless I get more revelation, I'm not hearing anything right now. But anyway, so the next message that I received was, okay, so be mindful, because this message that I'm about to tell you right now and this last message, they're tied together, and somehow they're tied back to yesterday's message as well too, in regards to, you know, people, you know, undercoverly trying to do manipulating energy, witchcraft, whatever you want to call it. So this dream came in a form as if myself and like my 2 kids or whatever, I have 3 kids total, you know, biologically or whatever, but I have 4 total. But anyway, so according to my sister, I'm like old Mother Goose, and I have lots of kids. Should I say, you know, I feel like even my nephews is like I feel like my kids too, you know, I feel like my grandkids, I feel like they're my kids too. But anyway, take it how it resonates. So anyway, it came in a form as if, and this wasn't even the location that I'm at right now, but this came in a form of, like, we was at a house, but this house kind of like, it is so funny because yesterday I ate this papaya, and it was from Jamaica or whatever the case may be. And I don't know why this dream is kind of like giving me like maybe like that environment was kind of like that, should I say. It's no offense to anyone, but I just felt like it's almost like I tapped into that energy, should I say, but of what's to come. But anyway, so I say all that to say that in this dream, me and my kids, we were like coming home, and we was outside. Again, it's not where I live at right now. We were outside because this is like imagine like a driveway, you pulling up to your house. You know how you have those double wide trailers that live like in the South or the country? Well, this wasn't a double wide trailer, but it was more of a house, but it was like a rambler type house, just one level house, no basement, no top floor, no nothing. And I just noticed that the houses were a little spaced out apart from each other. And yeah, so they was pretty spaced out from each other. So I say all that to say, me and my kids were arriving home, and it's like I could see a lady standing outside her house as we were kind of like trying to head into our house. So I just so happened, it's like I sensed her energy, and I looked over in her direction or whatever, and I just saw her just standing there, and I didn't like her vibes. She wasn't doing anything particular, but just standing and watching, but I just didn't like her vibe. So I was listening to my gut feeling. So I told the kids, go, hurry up, go, try to hurry up and go into the house or whatever the case may be, because I didn't care for her too much. But anyway, I say all that to say, and then let me just make sure I'm not leaving out anything. So I told him to hurry up and go into the house. So we was in the house. And at this point in time, it's like switched scenes. So we were now no longer outside, but now we're inside the house. And then all of a sudden, it's like the lady from across the street, who I said I didn't care too much, all of a sudden she had appeared at my home. And it wasn't so much like she had knocked on the door, because I didn't see all that. Somehow she just ended up in my home. So thank you, Spirit. So what I'm hearing for some of you guys, spiritually, this could be happening. And two, physically, this could be happening to you. So keep that in mind as well, too. So let me finish, and then I'll tell you what it is I'm trying to say. So anyway, so it switched scenes from outside. We were inside, and all of a sudden she appeared in my home, like as if I had invited her in a sense. But she came, and she had, I remember, 3 gifts in her hand, and they were like 3 little gifts, just kind of like, let's just say like, she was holding 3 little things, like this or whatever the case may be. And, she was trying to say that she had it for myself, the kids, and, and for the 2 kids or whatever. So I looked at her, and I was like, I thought to myself, like, I'm not taking her stuff or whatever, because I was like, I got vibes from her. Why am I going to take her stuff, her gift that she's trying to give me? And then next thing you know, I told her, I said, I basically pushed, as she had all the things in her hand, I basically, pushed it back towards her, and I said, no, thank you. And I said that to her. And then she kind of looked at me like, gifts? You don't want gifts? Like, who doesn't want gifts? If you think about, as I told you guys before, like the witch in Snow White, she came in masking herself as an old little lady. And be mindful of that too. People who appearing to be like old looking, being old little ladies. Some of these people are like wizards, warlocks, and witches, and so on and so on. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just telling you, because I had to learn that myself too. Just because something look old and innocent doesn't necessarily mean that it is what it is. And that's why it's so important to use your intuition, because sometimes they come and try to cloak themselves, disguise themselves, shapeshift themselves to make you think that they're innocent, they're old, and they're vulnerable, but it's the total opposite. But anyway, and this lady was a little older in age, older than me. I'm 47. I'm about to be 48 in January. But I say all that to say that she was older than me. She could probably be somewhere like in her 60s, maybe 60s or something like that. Anyway, so and she was, and from what I saw, so some of you guys, it could be a different situation. This lady seemed like she was dark skin of color. I couldn't really make out her nationality or whatever the case may be. But that's why I said yesterday I had the papaya. It was actually from Jamaica. So it could have been a situation that this is from somebody who is from like one of them island region places or whatever. So keep that in mind as well too, because I felt like the scenery and the environment, it really gave me like homes that were kind of like in Jamaica. If some of you guys ever visited any homes in Jamaica where they're kind of like really spaced out, and then there's some that's kind of near each other, but they have like dirt roads with grass and gravel on it at the same time. So that's kind of how it was. But they also have that in the South too. So keep that in mind too. Just say whether it's the South or whether somebody from the island somewhere, whatever. Anyway, so I told her no thank you for the 3 gifts that she was trying to give myself. And then so, as I said before, she looked at me like, gifts? Who doesn't want gifts? And I was like looking at her like, you can take that with you, in so many words. So anyway, and at that point in time, she had looked at me like, she had looked at me and was just wondering why I wasn't taking her gifts, because I guess she didn't know I was, using my intuitive abilities or whatever, gut feeling, however you guys want to resonate with that situation. And so I was trusting my gut to not take it from her. But then all of a sudden, I told her, okay, you need to leave now. But before she got ready to leave, she asked me if she could use my phone. And I had allowed her to use my phone. Well, actually, it wasn't even like, I didn't even see myself really allowing her to use my phone, because it kind of shifted again. Like, she had my phone as if she was, I know she asked if she could use the phone. In the dream, I don't remember giving her an answer, but somehow she had my phone in her hand and she asked to use it. And as she was using it and kind of typing in something on it, all of a sudden I had taken my phone away from her a few seconds later. And then at that point in time, it's like, I told her, okay, you need to leave. You need to leave. So I basically shooted her out of my house. Like, go, okay? Go. Like pushing her out of my house with a hurry, with a quickness. Like, you got to go. Like, I don't like your energy. It's making me uncomfortable and I don't want it in my house. So after that, after I got her out of the house, I just so happened that I picked my phone up off the table and I looked at my phone. And on my phone, I noticed that when I looked at it, I saw like some mild porn playing on it. And I was like, that little bitch. And yeah, because I was just like, because at that point in time, I realized that she had basically tried to attach. She wanted to see my phone because she wanted to, again, her using my phone was drawing that energy towards my phone. So in other words, with her drawing that energy to my phone, it was almost like, thank you, Spirit, it reminded me, it was opening up a gateway to that realm, should I say. So now, you know how sometimes when you Google stuff on your phone and then other stuff start to pop up, let's just say on your Instagram or your Facebook page, I guess it's on Facebook too, like the little commercials or advertisement for whatever it is that you might have been Google searching, should I say, those things start to pop up. So it's almost like she opened up the doorway. That's why it's so important to be mindful what you watch, what you listen to, because you can open up those portals to other gateways, should I say, of things that you don't want. And then once they're open, oh my God, they're like so hard to get rid of, should I say. But anyway, so that's what she was doing. She was the gifts that she bought, she wanted me to keep them, because remember what I said before, guys, like when people give you stuff and they really don't care for you, and if you get that gut feeling that somebody does not care for you, please do not accept the gift from them. It's totally up to you what you do, but I'm just telling you from experience, I had to learn that way as well too, you know, because my neighbor, the one I had an issue with, this wasn't recently, but this was more like the end of 2018. Her and her husband had came over here, the two that I'm having have had a problem with now. So I hadn't really had a problem with them latest since I had, you know, basically told her off or whatever the case may be. But I say all that to say her and her husband both came over here, you know, looking like they was coming in peace, should I say. And I'm looking like, why are they looking like that? But it was more so the wife who was more suspicious looking, because she was hiding behind her husband, that coward-like energy. And that was just letting me know that, you know, her vibes was off, because her husband kept telling her, come around here. Like, why you hiding, or whatever the case may be, because she knew her intentions weren't right. She came with the candle. She came with some edible arrangements. Therefore, I definitely, you know, had allowed myself to be mindful after that point, because basically at some point in time when I realized what was taking place, I threw the candle away. And not only did I throw the candle away, but I basically I don't really recall I want to say probably I ate one of the strawberries out of the edible arrangements, but I really kind of got to feel like don't eat those, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, so I say all that to say, just be mindful of that, because, in our reality, if you guys have listened to some of my story, as I told you before, that, they were feeding when me and my spouse was together. They was doing things, behind the scenes in regards to food and just bringing things over here, and their intentions weren't good, should I say. But anyway, so I don't know who needs to hear that message. So if you are dealing with people, and I really feel like some of you guys are about to get on a new path, a new direction, and that's why Spirit said the other day, get ready, because get ready is going to be it's going to be different for everybody. And I say all that to say, for the things that I had to experience, like that situation, I've already been through that. So I know that message isn't for me. So I say all that to say that be mindful. Again, be mindful of what, I don't care who it is from. If you just got even a little inkling of thinking that somebody doesn't like you, or like somebody's trying to come in peace and, and trying to patch something up, by all means, please follow your gut, your intuition in regards to that. Because once you bring that item into your home, it's like a portal for them to have access to your home without you not knowing it. As I told you guys before, watch that movie, Behind Her Eyes. Very informational, and I was just like, oh my God, like I said, every chance I get, if I can try to let people know, especially my people, that sometimes we suffer from a lack of knowledge, because some of these other people from other countries, they are already aware of how energy works. So I say all that to say, I'm just trying to inform you. And I'm not saying that there aren't people who, who look like me, who aren't already informed on what's going on, because I do notice a lot of people from these different islands and, other countries and stuff like that. They are way ahead of how energy works, should I say, if that makes sense to you. But anyway, so I'm just trying to let those know who were asleep, like I was at one point in time, who have not been aware of who wasn't really brought up on that type of stuff. You were probably in the church or whatever the case may be, but you weren't on the energy and all that other stuff. So anyway, I'm here on this channel trying to make people aware. So hopefully you listen, you heed the warning, and listen to the message. Anyway, so this last dream this is tied back to the one I just talked about, the one from yesterday, in regards to the division of the two groups of people and the get ready message. So with that being said, this dream came in a form of God is about to take some of you guys through a spiritual training. I told you guys that some time ago when I said there was a locker at school. Hold on, y'all. When I told y'all before that there was a locker at school, and my old middle school teacher was there, and she was telling me that if I told you basically how to, I can't really, anyway, go back and watch that message. I don't want to repeat myself again. But anyway, some people were trying to open up their spiritual gifts, I guess, but having a hard time doing so, because they're just having a hard time opening up their spiritual gifts. One, because what I'm hearing is because they trying to control things, control the situation. But on this journey, you got to release control. Trust me when I tell you, it was hard for me, because I was someone who always controlled everything in my life, in a sense of where I wanted to go, where I worked, all of that. And I say all that to say, to really have to release and just allow God to lead me, and release attachments to where it is that I think God wants me to go. I had to release all that. I had to release attachments to outcome. So I can't even tell you, I know where I want to go, but I know where I'm focused on going, but I have to release the attachments to the outcome of how it may unfold, in a sense, because that's almost like God saying, okay, you set the intention of where you want to go, but I get to say how it unfolds, if that makes sense. So in this dream, there was like a teacher, and what I'm hearing Spirit say, like, if you think like a Mr. Miyagi, think about it like that. Somebody who's kind of teaching you, karate or Tai Chi. I was about to say chai tea. See, that's why I get confused, because I used to drink that all the time, like almost on a daily basis, to calm me down. Like, it was just so peaceful for me. So now it's like chai tea is stuck in my head, and I'm trying to say Tai Chi, not chai tea. Well, whatever. Anyway, so with that being said, this was like a spiritual teacher, and he was teaching me how to fight spiritually, should I say. So some of you guys, with this new shift that's about to come, that God is talking about, get ready for, some of you guys are going to find yourself knowing how to slay demons. It is what it is. And I know it's like, what? Believe me when I tell you, some of you guys are going to be, you're going to learn how to spiritually protect yourself, should I say. Some of you are going to learn how to, you're going to find yourself, it's almost like you're going to find yourself fighting warlocks, demons, evil spirits, witches, and so on and so on, if that makes sense. And trust me when I tell you, I know some of you guys are like, what the fuck? Like, I'm so serious. Trust me and believe me when I tell you this. And if it's anything that you want to go watch during this time, to be honest with you, I suggest go watch Once Upon a Time. That movie, when I say that movie opened my eyes up to, oh my God, let me not be so naive of what really happens. Because one thing I did not know, and I didn't know how, like, we always knew about karma, first of all, whether you in a church, Christian, whatever the case may be, you know about karma. You don't know how energy works. You don't know the laws of karma. You don't know that type of stuff, whereas other people do. So I say all that to say that Once Upon a Time will give you a sense of, it'll help you open up. For those of you who are stuck, because I know on the spiritual journey, let me just say this, on this spiritual journey, I had to tell myself I release, because like this, okay. I don't know if you guys watched the very first, kind of like the first video that I did, when I said, when I went on this spiritual journey in 2018, I never forget it. It was like on my birthday, January 2018, my birthday now, I literally pushed my Bible to the side because my life was literally being turned upside down. My spouse had moved out. What was it? He was moving out that very day, should I say, into his own apartment, should I say. So I say all that to say, it's like I pushed the Bible to the side. Well, I know some of you probably saying, well, you pushed the Bible to the side because you felt like you was heartbroken, and, you know, you was a little bitter and angry about the situation. Well, you know, some of that was, honestly, I wasn't angry. I was just like, oh my God, like, God, is this really happening right now? Like, I can't believe this. Is this really happening? Because I knew that myself and my spouse, I knew that the connection that I knew I had, it was way beyond a physical form of babes, I love you. You know, it was way beyond that. It was so deep that it was on a spiritual level. So anyway, but I say all that to say that, you know, I didn't understand what was taking place at that time. So I was just, it was like, I was so limp. I was just like, okay, God, just leave me. I have nothing else left to give. I surrender. Just take me wherever it is you want me to go. That's just how it was. My kids were looking at me like, oh my God, like, Mom, what's wrong with you? You know, because they're so used to me going. So to really surrender, that was something, you know, totally different from what they had to see, or whatever the case may be. And even myself, I was like, oh my God, like, I didn't feel like myself. But that alone, for me to push my Bible to the side, that was big. Because when I tell you that, you know, my word was everything. My word was what kept me going. My word was what gave me a sound and a peaceful mind. My word is what kept me trucking. God was like, no, you don't need that where you're going. Not saying that I don't reference the Bible now, here and there, but I don't read it like I used to. And there are times that I will pull a scripture here and there, but that's only because I'm being compelled to. But God was just trying to show me that there were other things out here in this world that you needed to be aware of. And it's not just about Christianity, or whatever the case may be, or being a Christian, you know. And it's no offense, because there's so many people who are in the church, not saying I was in the church when all this happened, but I did used to go to church, and used to feel bad if I didn't go to church at one point in time, until, you know, I learned to release that type of energy or whatever. But I say all that to say that, you know, I know there's been people who have been in the church for years, 20 years, 30 years, and sometimes they don't grow spiritually, and they're stuck in the same old mindset. And sometimes that's not necessarily a good thing too. But then you have those who God pulls away from the church so that he can, because it's almost like he only want to teach those who are teachable, because some people just aren't teachable, should I say. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say. Thank you, Spirit. Some people aren't teachable. That's why God had asked a while back, are you teachable, in a sense? Not just to me, but some of these other people, because some of you guys have had a hard time with releasing control and controlling situations and controlling that situation, and just trying to take advantage of doing things the old way. So I say all that to say, with this shift coming, as I told you guys before, that we're moving into a whole new dimension, paradigm, like the age of Aquarius, and and all the old way of how we did things, that's fading away. So in case you guys haven't noticed, some of you guys' life is turning upside down because God's trying to get you out of that old mindset to let you know, hey, where you going, that no longer apply. You can't have that same mindset. You got to change your mindset, because what God has for you is much greater than what you have right now. Dude, what? Okay. So yeah, sorry y'all, I was sitting up there reading something. But anyway, so just check out, you should basically check out each and every one of those videos. And basically these videos are like, they're timeless, should I say, because whenever you're clicking on these videos, whenever you need to hear the message. So you could be somebody from a year or 2 years from now, and that message is going to resonate with you because you're going through that particular situation at the time or whatever. That's why you see me put dates, but I don't put the year on there. Anyway, so with all that being said, keep that in mind as well too. But I really suggest you guys look at Once Upon a Time, because Once Upon a Time will help you to open up your mindset. And if you can just at least watch Once Upon a Time, even though I know it seemed like it's fairy tale, because as I said before, in 2018, it was more so the later part of 2018 is when I discovered that, when I've actually, someone had actually told me that the laws of nature was, the people who have been running things, they're required to let you know what they're doing, in a sense. And I say that to say, they put it in movies, and we look at these movies like, oh, that movie ain't real. Oh, that's just fairy tale. Oh, that's old mythology, or that's an old folklore. That's not real. All of it is real. It is real. When I tell you it is real, it is real. I've seen myself in, like I said before, in certain situations, dealing with past lives, with just doing certain things and having certain, like, these superheroes, like the abilities and stuff that they have. We all are capable of that if we just tap into that energy. So I say all that to say, some of these people around us have been using that same energy that I keep telling you guys about, manipulating you and doing it because they feel like you're asleep and you don't know what's going on. And that's why I said some of you guys are going to start finding yourself calling people out. Like, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. And it's almost like your gut and your intuition is going to be telling you that, kind of like what I had to go through. And I say all that to say that I had to go through it so that I can give you guys the message of what to look out for, on top of the whatever messages that God has given me as well too. So it's like, now you're going to find yourselves in that situation in regards to, and I don't wish that on anybody. I'm just telling you, that's just how it works. I was meant to experience what I experienced, so that way I could help you kind of navigate these energies, in a sense, for when God does allow things to come into your life. Just like I had a guide as well too, prior to me even being on YouTube. So it's almost like a chain effect. Like, it was a guide that was kind of, that I was being led to certain channels. They were kind of leading and guiding me spiritually, not literally like being they was just more of a kind of like giving the same messages that I'm giving right now. So I say all that to say, once you guys get to a certain level in a certain mindset and build yourself up spiritually, then those roles are going to revert. Well, not reverse, then those roles are going to shift. So it's almost like playing, it's almost like doing a relay race. Let's just say a 10-person relay race. So the first person goes and they pass the baton to the next person. And then once that person's time is up and the other person grows spiritually, then they pass that baton on to the next person. That's just how it's going to work. So I'm letting you know that now. But anyway, once upon a time, got to watch it to the whole end. You're going to see magic, you're going to see sorcery, you're going to see evil, you're going to see people, cloaking themselves, shape-shifting themselves, all of it. It's real. Apply it to your day-to-day life. And when you do that, you're opening yourself up to allow yourself to go with the flow of the universe. So that way, when the universe is trying to tell you, watch out for this person, you're going to watch out for that person. So anyway, I hope that's helpful for you guys. But I'm so telling you, once upon a time and behind her eyes, really good. Anyway, so as I said before, that some of you guys are going to be being taught in the spiritual world of how to basically counter spiritual attacks from other people. Spirits, how to fight evil energies. I've been through that as well too. And the spiritual attacks as well too. And I've definitely fought against spiritual demons, oh my God, I got like so many different stories. You just don't even understand, and then situations of seeing, like witches or whatever, slaying witches, demons, and dark energy forces and warlocks and stuff like that. So I say all that to say, you guys are being equipped how to do this spiritually now. As I said before, I'm not qualified for any of this if somebody really thought so. But remember, God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the call. So I say all that to say, because he knows that I'm going to share his information with the people so that they no longer being taken advantage of. And then you have those people who are already qualified on how energy works and how to manipulate it and how to take advantage of people. Those are the ones that they're not calling, and they're not calling them for specific reasons because they're not telling the people what they're doing. They're doing it behind their back. So remember, let's just say if like you had a best friend and they knew they had special gifts and they never told you that they had special gifts, like, oh, I could read your mind, or, oh, I know how to do this, or I know how to get something out of you if I really want it, or I could make you trip over this rock and you wouldn't even know that it was me doing it. Stuff like that. Yeah, so that's wrong on all different levels. And I say all that to say, a good friend would basically let somebody know what you can do. And I'm not saying that you got to go out there and broadcast everything, especially you want to know that these people are sincere, that you're sharing the information with. But what I'm saying is these people have been using it for their own benefits to manipulate other people, to take, steal, to hurt, harm, or injure for their own personal benefits. Okay, so anyway, so I say, I'm going to say it for God, get ready, because that's what he's saying. So put your breastplate of righteousness on, get your sword of faith, because it's time to battle. Okay, it is time to battle. So anyway, I wish you all much love and much luck on your journey. And I ask you again to just know that, and I know we all on this spiritual journey. I know I open it up with, hey, beautiful souls. And the reason why I say that is because I know we all flawed in so many different ways. But once you get more so on your spiritual path, you're going to realize that your heart is really, truly a genuine heart. It's just that, pain, suffering, being hurt by other people, because as they say, hurt people hurt other people, all of that stuff. We tend to put up walls with people, and we can't be our true authentic self, which is the person that God wanted us to be. So we do stuff like manipulate, become narcissists, try to control situations, try to control people. And God is trying to get us away from that, because it does not benefit us. It only hurts us, to be honest with you. And that not only hurts us, but it hurts our planet, and it keeps all of us, or keeps people in more of low vibrational energies, when God is really just trying to bring more light on the planet by allowing not only for those of us who have healed, but for more people that's coming behind us to be able to heal as well too, to heal that generational. You see the intro on my page, healing generational karma. That's part of my life work. So I say all that to say, because we've been taught certain things by our parents, society, our upbringing, being hurt, some people being harmed or injured by their parents, or maybe foster parents who really didn't care for kids and they really shouldn't have been in their care. Shame on some of the social workers. Yes, I'm gonna say it. Shame on some of the social workers, should I say? Because even them need to start following their gut feeling and their intuition as well too. And I'm not talking about trying to manipulate, because there are some people who are truly genuine about trying to are in situations where their kids have been taken from them, but being placed in these homes that are like built off these evil and wicked foundations, just to try to control a soul, or to hurt, harm, or injure a soul. And that's why we got so many hurt kids that grow up to be hurt and then start hurting other people. So anyway, but I say all that to say, y'all, and yeah, thank you, Spirit. So I wanted to tell you this too. I saw this little clip on LMN. I think they have this little special now, because I saw a little clip of it when I was on YouTube one day. So check it out, because this is what I was talking about, like past life regressions. When you hear me talking about my past life, and you hear me saying that I saw myself in past life, and God showed me this, God showed me that, and yes, thank you, Spirit. And what I want you guys to know is, just because you may be dark skinned in this life don't necessarily mean that you may not have been white or another nationality in another life, because I've seen it. I say all that to say God has revealed that to me. So keep that in mind as well too. But past life regressions, for those of you who are really truly seeking to like figure out maybe why some things might be happening in your life, where they put you under hypnosis or whatever the case may be, and it's like almost whatever, it's like your soul is going to the year that your trauma kind of began, that where your trauma kind of began at while you're under hypnosis, should I say, so that way that you can kind of get answers on maybe why you're the way that you are. Because that's why I kept saying, like, God, please reveal to me, did I do something to my neighbor in a past life, or did she do something to me? The reason why I'm telling her basically to F off, in other words, like at this point in time, because it wasn't always like that. But I say all that to say I'm still waiting on God to reveal that. But I just knew that I was like, okay, did I do something to her or something? Did she do something to me? But anyway, so that's what I mean. Because some situations that some people are in your life, especially those ones that God is trying to get rid of out of your life, those people, it's almost like, be mindful of that too, because what I'm hearing too, it could have been a situation, maybe you did something to them in a past life, or maybe, you need to stand up to them in this lifetime because they took advantage of you in a past life. Because I noticed with me, it always seemed to be what, like I said before, Hispanic people, Spanish speaking people, I'm not being politically correct, but I'm just saying, it's been with a particular race of people. And I don't know if I'm clearing the bloodline for my people in the sense of making wrongs right, in regards to situations with these individuals. So anyway, so whatever that may be, I'm still waiting on God to reveal that too. So anyway, I don't want to be too long because it's already 48 minutes now. So I wish you well in your journey. Again, don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button. That way that you be able to receive the notifications when I upload new videos. That way that you be on top of what energy is about to take place or what's coming. And it's almost like having a spiritual 411. So with all that being said, you guys enjoy your Sunday. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay prayed up. And I wish you much love and much light. Bye.